Hello fellow crafters, my name is George and this is the Spare Time G, and today we're gonna make a baby crab squid from the Subnautica. If you enjoy my projects, consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell to get notified once I upload a new video. Do not mind the different environment because I'm not in my workplace right now. Here you can see the copper wire, which I'm going to use as the base for the structure, which is going to be transparent on the head of the crab squid. And for the frame of that structure, I'm going to use this very narrow and still quite rigid steel wires. The size of them will ensure that they are not as much visible as it would be with the copper wire, for example, because they are white, which is the first reason, and second is they are quite narrow, but in the same time they are quite strong and rigid. Here you can see that I have made two distinctive parts because of the reasons I will tell you later. Here you can see the Lipton iced tea bottle. It has quite a distinctive shape of the transparent part of the head, but the proportions are not exactly the same. It needs to be a little more narrower in the bottom, and at the same time you will have to remove the top part of it and replace it. So I still went with this my old structure thing with duct tape. Here you can see the base for the legs. This is going to be the base for the crab squid as well. I have used two separate leg structures and stick them together. The trick here is the distance between the legs need to be as it is what I intend to do. Here is the front legs, which are going to go in the front, of course. Here's the hind legs, and also the couple legs are going to go in between those four. As you know, crab squid actually has 10 legs instead of 8, which I was thinking, as it is more resembling kind of an octopus, which has of course 8 legs, but crab squid has 10, and as only this 4 will support the structure, it is not very important to attach others quite firmly. As you can see here, the side ones are kind of fumbly, but they are not getting any load whatsoever, so you just need to attach them good enough so they won't come off or lose the shape. I use the duct tape, of course, to attach everything together. Here is the structure I have made with my details. As you can see, I have used these two similar narrow steel wires to make this kind of air balloon shape construction. The bottom parts, as you can remember, were kind of protruding on the right and then going back, which made it quite easier to attach it to the copper base, and they are covered with duct tape, of course, which quite nicely conceals the red color of the copper, and they are going to go on the top of it, of course. Here you can see that I have started the layering process with the clay, and only with the clay I have attached the first two legs as well. They do not need to be as rigid as others, of course. They are smaller at the same time and are kind of in a protective inside part of the sculpture, so nothing will be able to harm them that easily. And now of course we need to attach these two parts together, and of course then add this brainy part. As you can see, this resembles to the game version quite nicely in my opinion. The head looks like a simple octopus in my perspective, but it has these two lines which are protruding on the sides, and right now, because of the proportions, you cannot take the top part, this transparent construction off, because the head is wider on the top, so you will have to attach the head once you attach the construction on the base. Here you can see that I have pretty much made all relevant detailing. as well as this quite brainy pattern I really like. The thing with this one is that the additional clay pieces will make the illuminescent paint to go into those cracks when you brush the extra part off, and those cracks will be lit up and the bumps won't, so you will get a nice effect as it is in the game. Also, I have made the base for the eyes, of course, and some protrusions on the mouth and some hands, so to say, arms, and polished everything. And right now we will only have to paint this guy up. So here's the painted version. A couple of things to point out about this one. First, you will of course have to paint the brainy part and do every single detailing, layering in between the main base and the construction of the transparent head before you add the clay, add the duct tape layer. Of course, if you do that, you won't be able to remove it and you won't be able to alter anything inside the transparent layer. So do that first, of course. Then I have added the duct tape layer. As you can see, it kind of distorts the overall shape of the head because of the not as rigidness of the wire. You can do several things about it. First, you can probably find another stronger wires, maybe wider ones, under the layer of the paint. The second one is to add one more frame instead of using two, maybe use three. And the thing I have done is kind of a cheapest, so to say. I have just used short layers of duct tape instead of one big swings, and that allows me to maintain the overall shape as much as possible, and at the same time have covered everything up with several layers instead of one. This kind of makes a kind of a bumpy look, but at this scale I think it's acceptable, and as I have mentioned, if you can find some other better solution for the transparent head, use that. And of course I will be very interested in that solution, and so if you do have one, please note it down to the comment section. The second one is the paint itself. As you can see, it looks quite cute in my opinion. It is more orangey than the blue which it has in the game, as they are huge and already adult versions of the Crabsquid. I decided to make orange because it looks more on the cuter side instead of predatorial one, and at the same time I'm quite happy with these different colors, and especially the white dots. And in my opinion, I can't even imagine how nicely it will look under the UV lights, which I will get as soon as possible, I hope, and give you the first look. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I enjoyed making it. It was quite fun, and Crabsquid is one of my favorite animals. It is quite a challenge as well, and I can't wait to get some UV lights on this guy. Have a nice day and see you next time. Goodbye till the next video.